It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Welcome back, everybody, to Operation Babble. It is 2023, so happy New Year, everybody! First episode back. How you doing today, Tivis?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I'm doing fantastic. Again, I am your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend Tivis. So today, guys, we are going to be talking about some stuff, but real quick before we dive on into all that, let's dive into the dirty business, shall we? You can find Operation Babble on not all, but most social media platforms via Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. All via Operation Babble. Operation Babble is on YouTube via the Myke Shrews YouTube channel currently. We were working to set up its own personal YouTube channel for you guys as well. And anything else we got right there? You can also email us at operationbabble@outlook.com. And just if you want to try and come on to the show, if you want to bitch at us for our opinions, if you want to have a conversation, anything you can think of, media related, or again, if you want to come on to the show and shill yourself and whatever you got going on. So with that said, Tivis, am I missing anything?
We have merch.
Oh, we do have merch, which is all in the links in the description below. We don't have like a strict like Operation Babble merch link or anything like that, unfortunately. But you can go to linktree.com/Operation Babble, I believe it is, and find all of our links there. It goes to many different podcasts areas of YouTube, the store, everything like that. So but again, everything is in the description and or show notes, depending on where you're watching and or listening to this at. All right. Again, you can also see our pretty ugly faces every episode by just going on to YouTube, and I think you could just literally type in Operation Babble on YouTube. There's no way that you can't find it that way.
Yeah, I believe that's one of the easiest ways to do it.
So, or you can just go to youtube.com/@Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS, and find it there. There's a whole thing. We have almost all 151 episodes is on there. So working on it. We didn't start video though until like way later. So when this podcast started, it was literally just audio only, guys, and we've come so far. And it's thankfully to everybody listening and actually wanting to hear us talk and stuff is why we're actually still able to continue doing this and able to increase the production value. So and I think that's about it, man. We do have a Patreon set up, I think, but we don't really use it, do we?
Do we have one for this one?
I think so. We just never really used it. We used to use it, and then we stopped because
that's right. We created a bunch of stuff for it.
Yeah. So if you want, you can find this on Patreon. I believe it's at Operation Babble. It's basically a tip jar now, guys. Nothing special or anything like that. Yeah, I don't even remember this. I probably don't even remember the login for it. Anyways, Tivis, you got anything, any last quick shill moments or anything like that for us today?
So for socials and stuff, if you're not a fan of Twitter's management or Meta, because I know both of them are not very fondly liked by many, I am personally on Hive, Mastodon, and Tumblr, and I promote the show there. So if you want to follow me, you can get the news still until we get our own dedicated pages set up on there, which who knows how long that'll take.
Right. Mastodon. No. Do they have a logo that's an actual Mastodon? set up?
So did you know how Twitter calls their posts tweets?
Yeah.
Mastodon used to call theirs trumpets.
What? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. They realized that was stupid and got rid of it real quick.
Oh, that's funny as hell. All right. So anything else on the social side or any
No,
news
nothing
that
I
we
can
have
think of,
going
but
on?
before we jump into the main topic, I got some exciting news I didn't expect to hear this week.
Okay. Oh, and real quick before we do that, Tivis, sorry. You can check out our other podcast going on right now, the Munster Cast on all services out there. And yeah, just find it. We've been doing a lot of cool stuff, and there's even a website built up for that one too, guys. So you can just go to themonstercast.com and find all of the stuff going on over there. Oh God, Tivis, are you drinking cucumber Gatorade again?
I gotta get rid of it. It's almost gone.
There's this thing called the sink. Just dump it
I refuse. I paid good 60 cents for this.
down.
Yeah.
All right, so go on to your news, dude.
All right. So you know how Marvel canceled every TV show before folding it into Marvel Studios to be under Feige?
Yeah.
One of those canceled shows is back. Hit Monkey is getting a season 2
Monkey.
on Hulu.
Nice. I didn't know they canceled it though.
I don't think there was any official word, but after MODOK got canceled, people just assume, and they canceled the rest of that whole we're building the weird kind of Defenders type thing on Hulu, which was going to be Howard the Duck and a bunch of other strange characters.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I would have loved to have seen the Howard the Duck one, man.
Yeah.
I love Howard the Duck. Anyways, awesome. No, that's pretty awesome to hear because I unfortunately have not watched it yet, but I've heard pretty good things for the first season of it. So
Yeah, I watched the first episode. It was pretty good. I like the MODOK a bit more, but I also saw more MODOK, so I might enjoy this as I go.
Right.
Yeah, but
Awesome.
what was that main topic? A reason we convened today, though.
Oh, DC did a bunch of announcements. Well, not
Yeah.
a bunch, but DC did their timeline announcement or like what could potentially be coming out within the next couple years. So,
And what will be coming out within 2 years.
I don't know everything.
I was adding on to your statement, but yeah, they're calling it
Go on.
Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters, which is interesting because I just heard this recently. I don't know if you have, but one of the things Marvel and DC have been compared to is Marvel are men that become gods, and DC is gods trying to become men.
Okay, I could see that. Because DC does have a lot more really super powered people besides like Batman. Really,
even Batman's pretty much just a god anymore.
Are you telling me rich people are gods? Well, people do worship them, so I guess
they get away with fucking everything. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, not really, because did you hear they actually put charges on to Baldwin. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes for him, and of course, he's gonna fight the crap out of it.
Oh yeah. I know I believe you were telling me that the unions are against it, but he's also part of production, so I don't know if they have the backing.
SAG came out and said something about it, saying that it's kind of basically, in other words, they were like, oh, this is bullshit, you can't charge an actor for something that they're not technically responsible for, but they totally forgot the fact that he is a producer on the film, which means he's actually in charge of most of it. I don't really know the necessary whatever the word is I'm looking for. I don't know all the major details of it, so I'm not really going to speak on the whole lot of it. Just basically, like, that was what SAG was saying, was like, you can't really put that on actors and stuff, and that's kind of true. Like, we've had incidents on sets before.
Yeah, The Crow.
The Crow was like one of the most famous ones with Brandon Lee, and you know, that went down a different way, but also that actor wasn't a producer on it. You know, they didn't have the responsibility of hiring everybody to do the safety checks and all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I know they're also pressing charges against the armorer, which I feel needed to be done as well. But there's a third party, the person between those two, that took the gun from the armorer and handed it to Baldwin. From what I'm hearing, this person isn't being charged. Instead, they are.
Well, they were. I believe they took a plea deal.
They took a plea deal, so they wouldn't get charged with anything, and they are going to testify against both of the other two. And I'm like, wait. The person who had the gun in between the two is the one that we're not going to question anymore or something. Like,
what's that saying? Don't blame the go-between or the messenger or whatever. Oh, that takes on a whole new meaning once I realized what that saying actually is. Don't shoot the messenger.
So yeah, I was like, the first time I heard that, I was like, wait, that makes zero sense, but okay. But yeah, so that was a little tangent to go off on rich people not getting in trouble.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope it works out for everybody in the end, and everyone gets the proper justice and stuff, and everything happens properly. So and I still really hope that whatever happens works out well for the family as well. So I mean, they still lost a daughter and a wife and stuff. So
the most important.
And I've seen so many people commenting on it online, forgetting the fact that somebody lost a kid. Somebody lost a spouse, you know, somebody lost a person in their life, and it shouldn't be taken lightly in any case, whether it's a film set shooting or anywhere else. So anyways, let's move on to something else of talkative things that we can talk more on, and hopefully not piss too many people off of.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, so James Gunn gave his little breakdown on the very last day of the month he said he was going to. So the last hour he did it, and so basically what's going on is Shazam is supposed to lead
of the gods.
Yeah, we're gonna get Shazam next month, and that's gonna lead. He claims directly into The Flash. Holy crap, that's huge! Where that is gonna reset the universe.
Right. Well, everyone assumed that the Flash movie was going to do some kind of reset from the Snyderverse stuff.
Which sounds like it was the plan to begin with. They just retooled it.
Right.
Because I mean, we even saw references to that in what was it, Justice League, with the alternate future and Flash coming back to warn Bruce? Or was that in? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was in well, that was in BVS, where he comes into the cave and stuff like that.
See, okay. I couldn't remember which one.
Yeah. And then of course you have them all in the Snyderverse, the Snyder cut of the Justice League, where they're in the future and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm assuming that's where he's supposed to go back from that time period, because he's kind of wearing the same suit almost. Yeah.
Yep. But so that leaves two future films that were okay. Well, they're coming out after the reset. What do those do? Well, we got Blue Beetle.
Well, he did also say that, you know, because Shazam has not been linked to anything, it's been pretty separate, that it's gonna be okay. It's still gonna work in their favor. The only thing that really potentially connects those to anything is
Black
Superman's body at the end. They don't show who it is, so because they cut Kev.
Well, Black Adam has the same wizard, Shazam,
right,
and Superman appearing.
Again, some characters can look the same, you know,
which we know they won't, because Superman's getting recast. But
right,
yeah. So he said.
Also, Waller is in Black Adam as well.
Yeah, well, Black Adam's DCU, so
Yeah.
Oh
he
yeah, I
said
don't
that.
know if.
Oh, go on.
Well, I was gonna say I don't know if you heard this though. With the Blue Beetle and Aquaman. Oh my
Uh-huh.
God, I picked some big images for audio
It's all
listeners.
good. Video listeners.
So people are, those are going to come out after the reset. So people are like, well, what does this mean? And he's very vague about it, but he basically said this is the introduction to the DCU,
So
his world.
technically, he says the Superman film is the first official one.
Yes.
What I think they're doing is they're tooling these other movies to work within their universe. I really am annoyed the fact that, we have to start the universe has to be with a fucking another Superman movie. Can we please stop with Superman, guys?
I mean, he's the perfect place to start with. He's DC's hope.
I get it. He's like the first actual super hero like ever created and stuff like that. Like, I understand that.
Well, I mean, I'm excited because we fucking get Superman right finally.
Maybe.
God, we haven't had a decent Superman movie since the 80s, and Superman Returns got close to that. And then we got the TV show Superman and Lois, which did it perfectly. Why can't they just do that on movies? But going back to what you were saying with the whole the way DC has done it, and people looking alike in multiple universes, they have established that very well to anyone who's followed their properties on screen. There's a chance that some of these characters may migrate over, and you won't see much of a difference, which may be a little confusing to some general audience members. But honestly, I think it'll be fine. Whatever. Especially since we know we're getting Waller as well, which is going to be a continuation of the Peacemaker story. Now, here's an idea I had that I've been saving just for this. We know James Gunn loves to do stories of emotion and kind of screwed up things to his characters. Right. Do you think Waller will be set during the reset and we will see what it's like for people of a previous universe to have it vanish around them?
What do you mean?
Like the end of the universe and birth of a new one? Like we get what it's like from their perspective to see it all end?
I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think so either, but there's like a little voice in my head that's like, that sounds like something James Gunn would want to take advantage of.
Yeah, I don't think that they would do such a thing of like, especially so drastically right away. Like, I think they want to distance as fast as they can from the DCEU to get into the DCU. Unfortunately, that requires a lot more finesse and work, and especially getting it to the viewers to be like, hey, this is something different now, remember that, okay? Like, especially because in the Flash movie, we're reportedly anyways supposed to have like 5 different fucking Batmen.
We'll see how many make it through the cut that are allegedly going on
through the cuts. But so some people are going to be like, well, wait, because not everyone's going to pay attention as much as like we do, or a lot of movie fans or comic book fans and stuff like that do. They're going to be like, wait, why is Robert Pattinson over here Batman, and then we have another Batman, he has a kid already, and which we'll get to that. But I think that it's going to be a big undertaking, and I hope that they're ready for some kind of, I mean, granted, Gunn is probably already ready for backlash, which I'm sure he's already getting some from certain people. But I just hope that their plans moving forward are laid out really well to get the general audience, not just your basic comic book people or your, those people,
and I
to understand what's going on.
Once we get the new Superman Legacy, I feel like that's going to be what it is. But
Yeah.
I kind of feel like people know this movie franchise is a dumpster fire already. Most people aren't even going to watch it. I feel like The Flash is the last hurrah, and it's made specifically for fans, which sucks because Ezra fucking polluted that water. But
Yeah.
I'm
so pissed that
excited.
Ezra fucking Miller is going to be the one Flash that we get on the big screen.
Oh,
for
and
the
they're talking about
Solo
keeping
movie.
him or them. They're talking about keeping him.
Oh,
Yeah. What is it? James Gunn, Peter, and whatever the fuck his name is in charge of WBD. They're all three of them are like, Ezra is in rehab. We'll see what happens when he gets there. They get out.
The funny one,
screwing that up. Sorry.
the funniest one I heard was, ever since Ezra's been in rehab, he hasn't really gotten into any trouble. I'm like, how the fuck is he supposed to get in any trouble? You guys took him away from everybody.
They have been in legal trouble in at least three states.
Yeah.
And then vanished when that legal trouble was coming to a head. I'm sorry. I believe people can change, but there also has to be accountability, consequences. Yep. Fire them.
It's completely why they postponed the movie for what, 2-3 years now?
Yeah, and it's biting them in the ass now.
Yeah.
If they would have just put this movie out when they were wanted to, like a year or two ago, they could have been working on this ever since and started a whole new thing from now. Now this plan is 8 to 10 years. I'm going to be 42 by the time chapter 1 finishes.
Did they get any backlash from him still being in the Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts film or whatever it was? Even though they cut Johnny Depp and they still released that movie when Ezra was going through all of his shit?
I don't remember because Harry Potter has a bunch of other shit going on right now.
Yeah,
it's a shitstorm.
I mean, but Fantastic Beasts came out like a year ago now?
Yeah, I know, but JK's been
doing stuff. I haven't been paying attention, so I don't even care.
Yeah, it's a mess, dude. It's just a mess. I hope WB just buys it outright.
I've seen people like posting like on Twitter and being like, "Oh, I can't believe, it's one of my favorite franchises, but now I can't believe that I wasted my time reading all these books and stuff." I'm like, "Wait, don't put yourself down because somebody else has a different opinion than yours in life and stuff. Like, you still enjoyed those books as a kid. You still enjoyed those movies as a kid or an adult or young adult or whatever.
Yeah.
You still enjoyed the stuff. So don't let someone saying something stupid now, disregard everything from your childhood. Trust me, nobody would be happy with anything from their childhood if we all did that.
Yeah.
I'm sure Stan Lee said some dumbass shit too, but
I saw a woman who was in specifically name dropped by JK in the firing line of her brainless mob of assholes. She came out and said, "Look, you can still like this stuff. I'm not going to be upset if you do. People have gotten so many years of attachment before all this shit went down. I understand that. That's perfectly fine. I'm not going to be upset."
Right.
And, she's more upset if you like it and refuse to acknowledge the problem versus knowing there's a problem and still enjoying this thing that you have enjoyed.
I really don't know what the problem is because literally I don't pay attention to this shit. So I don't know. Is it something we can discuss here, or
we probably don't have time to do it justice? But I mean, the short version is JK's gone on a war path against transgender people. So
okay.
Basically, they're the vile scum of the earth out to kidnap.
Well, don't say that. Don't say that because someone's gonna take that soundbite from you.
Well, good. Then we can have a conversation about the context it came from and how much you're an asshole. But yeah, so it's all of that stuff. But going back to Ezra, it's just
so we're clear. I'm going to take that soundbite. I'm that guy.
They have a massive problem, and I think it's a huge mistake if they go forward with them.
Yeah, I we'll see what happens moving forward. Like there was, we'll see. I don't know what their plans are with him long term or anything like that. So
Yeah. Do you want to just go down this list of announced stuff though?
yeah, let's talk about some of these.
All right.
So one big announcement, one that's coming out first is
Yeah.
what? You got a picture
Well,
for us?
the first one I'm going to talk about, I'm going down this Hollywood Reporter list just because it's
Okay.
easier.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't listen to James Gunn's announcement. I just read this report, so I don't know what order he did it in. This is the order
Okay.
I'm doing it in. But first one up here, Creature Commandos, which is going to be
Commandos.
a 7-episode animated series written
Yep.
by Gunn that is already in production. They haven't cast the voice actors, but they want to cast people who will be able to both voice them and portray them in live action. And I don't
Right.
know if you noticed this. The guy at the end there, Rick Flag Sr.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously Weasel is also there, but I read a little bit of Frankenstein Agent of Shade back when the New 52 first started, and
Agent
that
of
was
Shade is fun.
amazing. If this is like half as
Lead
good,
up.
we're going to be in such good hands with
I
this.
I would love to see them do it like because they're potentially doing is like introducing the characters in an animated form.
Mhm.
And then if things go well, then they'll bring them into live action, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, I mean, we already got Weasel, but
Right. We've already had Weasel and you can still say because he lived at the end of that movie. Everyone knows it that watched it.
yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be more of like a prequel.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, Rick Flag Sr. kind of looks older, but I kind of feel like he would be too old to be leading if we're in the same, because Rick Flag himself was in his like at least 30s, right? When do people have to retire from frontline?
Yeah, but this is a completely separate division. It don't matter.
Yeah, maybe. But still, do you want someone who's
They're
older?
dealing with a Frankenstein monster, dude. You think they give a shit how old you are? But it would be awesome if they got Joel Kinnaman to come back and reprise that role. Not reprise the role, but play that role because it would be his dad. And they could put some makeup on him, make him look older for a live action movie and shit. And I just love Joel Kinnaman.
I'm super
fuck
excited.
You, James
for
Gunn, for killing him off. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Why do you have to bring up such bad things? Damn it, Tivis.
The next one we already touched on, Waller. It's going to be written by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen. And
you didn't say all of Creature Commandos is written by James Gunn. It's completed too already.
Yeah.
So
I thought I did say that. I'm sorry.
Okay. You might have. I might have missed it. Sorry.
Yeah. Waller, written by Crystal Henry from Watchmen and Jeremy Carver, who was the creator of Doom Patrol. But you have not watched Doom Patrol. Do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. Peacemaker, I just found all right. So.
Yeah.
But we know that July 11th, 2025 is the official kickoff of the DCU with Superman Legacy. This is being written by James Gunn. He did not say whether he's going to direct it or not. It sounds like he wants to give it to someone else if they can. If not, he'll do it. But
who would you want to direct that? Of known directors, we'll say, because there's plenty of unknown ones.
I know I've said this before, but I actually saw that he has a movie on Apple TV now, so I'm going to go with Bill Lawrence.
Okay.
So he's got at least one movie that I know of under his belt.
I don't wonder if there's like any directors that are like up and coming right now.
Yeah.
Give it to Robert Eggers. That'd be a fucked up Superman movie.
As long as it's lighthearted and shows, why Superman is more than just the strong, overpowered being that everyone like says he is. Like there's so much more to the character beyond that. And also he's not that powerful. He gets his ass kicked by magic all the fucking time. because DC is like over half populated with magical people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm
so that's
interested
gonna
to
be
see who they pick for it. It's still like 2 years out of a
yeah.
release date, so they're
And
probably
this
gonna
is
start
the
shooting
only
soon,
one
man.
in the DCU that has a release date. Gunn said that until the scripts are finalized, they will not begin production this time. So they're
Right.
going to get stuff done so they know what's been done, so they can incorporate it if they want to, but they won't
Wait.
tread on each other like the old series did.
Wait. Like he's gonna say the script. He wants the script done before they start production.
Mhm.
Generally, that's what you do. Like, where was DC not doing that? Were they just starting shooting before the
I would
finished
honestly
story?
believe that they're like, hey, we're going to do this, this, and this. Hire some writers.
Just like bullet points of things that we're gonna do real quick. And
Yeah, at least Marvel has people work. I mean, we know for a fact that Edgar Wright was working on Ant-Man back in 2006. He was contacted to start work on that. So we know that they at least have the ball rolling before they announce it. I do not know what WB was doing. But yeah, that's the official start for this series. From there, we'll see where it goes. But we have confirmation that the Greg Berlanti, who's the Arrowverse guy's Green Lantern series, has been canceled and replaced with Lanterns, which will be a true detective style, a terrestrial based show, which kind of sucks for Green Lanterns because they're space cops, but it will be focusing on Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, who are two of the more popular. Kyle Rayner as well, but we'll see what this could does. I'm excited because Lanterns.
I'm excited for it just to get, because this one will come out. But I'm also like, damn, that would have been cool to see the other one. I think they're gonna end up phasing Greg Berlanti out of all DC stuff because they're getting rid of all the TV
what
shows.
Does he have left at this point? Superman and Lois,
and the Gotham Knights. Maybe is he behind that?
I don't know if that's his or not.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
because everything else is now Titans. They can Doom Patrol.
That's on my list to talk about here.
Flash is coming out. The final season of Flash starts in like a week or two. I think it is the 15th.
I believe it's Tuesday.
This coming up Tuesday?
Check that. Yeah, February 8th. So Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's been a rough year for DC TV. I'll say that.
Which sucks because I always thought, like, granted it's CW, but their content was always better than Marvel TV. Really, Marvel really didn't do well until they did like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that didn't get good until like season 2.
Yeah, that took a bit to kick off.
And then it's still like, at least the DC's TV was all connected in a way too. It's something that Marvel didn't do. Marvel had like, well, I guess like Marvel did like Legion and shit like that, but they were all like, it was Fox and Disney. They weren't all connected. Granted, that's what you get with Marvel a lot of times, is they don't own everything still.
Yeah, I think to be fair, Marvel was the first one to do. No, that's not true. Super Friends and stuff back in the 70s with DC was the first to do animated connected stuff, and then Marvel did it in the 90s with X-Men and Spider-Man, and I think they folded Iron Man into that. I'm not sure.
Well, didn't they connect like Hulk, the TV show back in the day, to something else?
Maybe Fantastic Four. I know a lot of those shows for years they said were not connected, and then all of a sudden now they are. They keep changing stuff with their official handbooks.
Yeah.
So it's sad what's happening to DC TV, especially since a lot of it is liked by many people. It's just corporate politics that are shutting it down, and that's what sucks the worst.
Yeah.
With
a lot of the CW stuff though, like once you got past the big crisis event, it did start to get kind of like waning, like
Yeah, but it was also impacted with the pandemic. So
right, and the pandemic hit, so it was literally a crisis on Infinite Earths event.
crisis in our fucking
So
social
yeah,
lives.
it's gonna be sad to see it, but hey, at least then I have no reason to watch CW content anymore.
Yeah, I'm still gonna check out Gotham Knights, though. I'll be honest.
I feel Gotham Knights is gonna get canned like after
Yeah.
the first like episode or two are gonna drop, and then they'll announce that they canceling it. They're not renewing it for a second season, and then that's probably when they'll announce the final season or episode of Superman and Lois or whatever it's called.
Well, yeah, I have. Yeah, we'll get into
Yeah,
that.
go on. Yeah, go on.
Next up on the list, though, is the nope, that's Lanterns again. Sorry, the Authority, which is a Wildstorm comic. So Gunn is saying we're going to be pulling from more than just our DC roots here, so that's cool.
I didn't hear about this one. He didn't. I don't remember him saying anything about this in the video.
Oh well, it was announced. So
Okay, go on.
let's see. I have a quote here from Peter Safran. One of the things the DCU is that it's not just a story of heroes and villains. Not every film and TV show is going to be about good versus bad. Giant things from the sky come, and good guy wins. There are white hats, black hats, and gray hats. They are kind of like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. They know that you want them on the wall, or at least they believe that. So this one's going to be more morally ambiguous type story, which I kind of feel Peacemaker already did. But
can I say a director for the Authority, anyways? And everyone would hate this too, but I think that it would look beautiful if he did it. Michael Bay for the Authority, because there would be so much action, the color scheme, everything. I think it fits with what I remember of the comic for the Authority.
I don't know too much of these guys, so that alone excites me. I love when I see things I don't know.
Yeah.
From that, oh, you got any more?
No, go on.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I was cutting you off.
No.
We got Paradise Lost, which will be a Game of Thrones style drama set on Themyscira. It is a prequel to the Wonder Woman films, which, as of right now, we have no clue what those stand in the new continuity, because back when all that misinformation with Patty Jenkins, quitting and then being forced out and all that bullshit was going on, James Gunn confirmed Wonder Woman is not part of Chapter 1.
Well, the nice thing with the Wonder Woman movies is they're so well maintained in the past, especially, to where you can still say both of these still happen. Like the first one was when, like World War I.
That's
World
a pretty apt problem with a lot of the DCEU.
Right.
You could just cut out the Superman, Batman, and Justice League films, and they're all pretty much standalone.
Yeah. The only thing that connects them with Wonder Woman is like when she's like writing Bruce Wayne, and that's it. Whatever.
When she's what?
Writing Bruce Wayne. What did you think I said?
I thought you said writing, and
riding?
I didn't take it in the sexual way. I imagined her on the back of Batman riding into battle holding a sword.
Oh, I don't think Bruce could have handled that.
So it's funny that I heard that, and even funnier that my mind went to the weirder of the two options. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. I don't know how excited I am for this, but it's I know you like the mythology and stuff, so it's got potential to be cool.
Yeah. Especially if they bring in more like more of the gods and stuff like that. It'd be kind of interesting to see. But it's supposed to be a prequel before she becomes basically Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
so
we don't know how, like, is she born yet? Is she a child? We have no clue if she's even going to be part of this.
Is this supposed to be animated or live action, or what are we looking at?
Does not say, but since they compared it to Game of Thrones, I'm going to guess live action.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then we got The Brave and the Bold, which will be giving us our non-Robert Pattinson Batman and introducing finally his murderous son, Damian Wayne.
Yeah. And this is the first time we're going to get Damian live action, right? Like he wasn't
Yes.
in Titans or anything like that.
Yeah, this is the first. And it's going to be based on Grant Morrison run.
Can I suggest Edgar Wright for this film?
Sure.
You don't know who that is, do you? He did
Baby
like
Driver, right?
he did Baby Driver,
Okay,
Shaun
I
of the
never saw it.
Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah, I've seen a couple of those.
Scott Pilgrim, and the recent one was Last Night in Soho, which is very, very good movie.
I just said that he was the original writer to Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I know who he is. I don't know most of his work, but yeah, that could work.
I would like to see him him direct this. That would be awesome.
And for those of you who don't know who Damian is, he's if you know of the League of Assassins, Talia al Ghul and all that stuff. Okay, now imagine they get a hold of some sample DNA of Batman. Don't ask how, doesn't matter. And then they basically create a son with DNA from Bruce and Talia, and then raise him to be the world's best assassin.
Is that how they? I thought they banged.
It's had a couple different versions.
Okay.
I might be giving the new 52 version. I don't know, but either way, he's the son of Talia and Bruce.
Okay. Yeah.
Raised to kill people in the most efficient way possible. And then Batman comes along and is like, yeah, no. Bad child.
And this movie could be really dark too.
It could, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, but he was also mentioning something. Gunn was also mentioning something about it's gonna start out with growing the Bat family, so that might mean we get some of the other Robins that showed up, like
Red Robin, Red Hood, Nightwing.
Yeah, and fucking Nightwing. To see Nightwing on the big screen would be awesome. Like we got him on Titans.
Now that
and stuff,
Titans is done, give me Nightwing on the big screen, please.
And I'm wondering if that's why they canceled a lot of these shows, because they're like, we're gonna reuse some of these characters. So
I'm willing to put money down on that fact.
Because I mean, you look at how they've waited so long. Granted, Ezra fucked around and found out, but like they're waiting now until Grant Gustin's Flash is finally over before that Flash movie comes out too. So.
Yeah,
God, I hope Grant has a cameo in that movie. Damn it! Come on.
We'll see.
And what
they connected it to Crisis, so if they don't follow through with that connection, I'll be pissed. Like they already took Cyborg out of the movie.
But I would also love them to have John Wesley Shipp in the movie, even if he's not the Flash, if he's just a basic ass character, because he is like the first live action Flash that we ever had. And the man deserves to be in everything until he dies. Yeah. Of course it was before the movie. What do you mean?
Well, the Justice League pilot that we watched.
Oh yeah. Anyways, let's move forward.
Well, I was gonna say, even with the kind of darker story of his murderous son in the movie, The Brave and the Bold title make me think maybe this won't be. It won't be as dark as it could be, which is good. We need to move away from that. Like you could still do that, and we see that they're going to with the Authority and stuff, but
right. Well, I think that it would be a good contrast to the Superman, because I mean that's how it's always been. Like, and it's really funny because they recently put out an animated film, Batman Superman Battle of the Suns. And Damian's in it, and then one of Superman's kids is in it.
John.
Yeah, John. And you actually see the contrast just in that, which is really cool to see the contrast, not just between the boys, but between Batman and Superman and stuff, and of course Metropolis, Gotham, shit like that. So it's like the preppy kid is friends with the goth kid type shit.
And they did that with Young Justice too, with Dick Grayson joining
Yeah.
that team, and everyone's always like, "Dude, why are you so paranoid?" Because I
Yep.
was raised that way. But so you may be wondering what's going on with Robert Pattinson, Robat Bat. Well, his sequel is still coming. They actually gave a release date. This is the second release date they gave, October 3rd, 2025. Will be
Okay.
called The Batman Part 2.
Yep.
And as far as I know, Colin Farrell says that the production for the Penguin spin-off show will begin production either this month or next. So that is still on track to come out as well. It will be, they said that they're aiming to release it around sometime next year.
Next year?
Yeah, I believe.
Oh God, come on!
Because they're scheduled to film between now and August. So whenever it wraps up, how quickly they can do it.
From what I heard, they're supposed to start this month. But again, those change depending on people's schedules and shit like that. So, and he's got all that makeup he has to put on. So,
and to help alleviate the confusion that some general audience people will have, because they're not used to having multiple characters, and as much as I've said,
right,
the embargo and stuff for saying that people are too stupid to realize they're separate characters. When you start doing movies and stuff and sequels and things, it's going to get confusing to people. I completely agree with that. Mm-hmm. So they will be calling these movies Elseworlds, and they will be clearly labeled. They'll also be labeling it on Teen Titans Go, the season 4 of Harley Quinn that comes out this year, and other stuff going forward.
So we are actually going to get the Elseworlds logo on that shit.
According to Gunn, yes.
Good, because that's awesome.
I don't know if it's just going to be on the posters or on the packaging, but yeah,
like somewhere in the little description area on
probably like a little banner on the bottom, maybe.
Right. Then you have to explain to general viewers what the fuck Elseworlds is.
But now we're getting to the 3 that I'm most excited about.
Okay.
Booster Gold.
What?
I was thoroughly upset when I finally watched the episodes that he appeared in Legends, because Donald Faison, f***ing awesome. Why would you take that from us? But also with the Blue Beetle movie coming out, if they continue with those characters, the most famous duo besides Batman and Superman is Blue and Gold. The Ted Blue Beetle and Booster Gold here, who is not Ted is not the main character of the movie, but that's coming out. It's going to be the newest version, who has like a super powered alien suit. So
yeah.
But
So do you think we get Booster Gold at the end of the Blue Beetle?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I would love that. I don't know. Well, they still time to do some additional scenes, I guess. But if they don't have Ted in that movie, I will be furious.
Do you think they cast Donald Faison for it? Be like, hey, everyone loved you, so why don't you? No,
I doubt it. Sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from that, we got Supergirl World of Tomorrow, which apparently there's this thing going on that they're like, DC is anti-women right now because they don't do well. Fuck you. This proves you wrong. They're taking a highly, highly popular Tom King story and adapting it.
Wait, what? Who's what? Oh, you confuse the shit out of me. Like they're saying that DC's anti-woman now?
Yeah, because they're not doing Wonder Woman immediately. And
I mean, the last movie sucked. So I mean,
it's like people will find anything to nitpick about and create some kind of conspiracy bullshit, whatever.
Also, like, I mean, they're not doing another Eternals movie anytime soon either. So, like, there's reasons for these things. And I liked Eternals. I'm just saying, most people thought it sucked. So,
yeah, this will be a movie, and it, like I said, it's going to be based off a Tom King miniseries, which is highly, highly acclaimed.
Okay.
I'm excited. I haven't read that, but I'm breaking out my DC app and I'm reading that like this weekend. And the final one that was announced that we are pumped for, Swamp Thing is returning as a horror film.
And fuck everybody out there who continually says Swamp Thing is a B character. Fuck you guys. Like Swamp Thing had his own TV show, had his own movies, live action in the 80s and 90s.
It's
like
had 3 TV shows.
3 TV shows. And I
2
think
live action and an animated.
2 movies. Yeah, 2 movies.
The Wes Craven movie.
Plus he's been in like so many animated films, of course, like Dark Justice League, shit like that.
Yeah, honestly, Swamp Thing is probably one of the DC characters because they use so little in their media up until recent that people will probably be more well known with. So this is like a no-brainer to me. Why wouldn't you? And the Swamp Thing show we just got, like, how I don't even want to think about how long ago because I'll feel old, but it was fantastic. If we get like a quarter of that in a movie, oh yes, please.
Give me Ryan Coogler for this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm totally serious.
Yeah. So that's everything that encompasses the Gods and Monsters chapter. But since this, we've also gotten some fallout. Pennyworth has been canceled.
Boo.
Superman and Lois, they said, has another season or 2 until that show will wrap for good. So I'm glad that they're giving it an end point to work towards. Because how many other shows got that opportunity that people fucking loved? And also during the same interview, they asked Peter and James about Gotham Knights. They remained silent and refused to answer. So that speaks volumes to me. I don't think the show is longed for this world, but I'm still going to watch it.
Dude, what if this show becomes one of those infamous, like, you see the like one episode and you never see the rest of it ever again?
I don't know, because they did sell CW. We haven't mentioned that, but CW did sell.
Yeah, who bought CW?
I don't know the name off the top of my head.
All right. Well, real quick, I want to go back to Booster Gold here.
Okay.
A director, my director pick for this, Robert Rodriguez. Think of like Spy Kids and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect for. Okay, so by the way, it's owned by Nexstar Media Group. So anyone who doesn't know Booster Gold, he is from the future who steals a bunch of gadgets, goes back into the past because he wants to become a well-known hero that he can go to a museum and see in his, the era he's from. And he is not usually a noble character. He is kind of a comical person. There are a lot of really good, like, serious stories with him though. So like when he has to step up, he steps up. And I feel like that's what we're going to see with this.
Yeah, and I think like with Booster Gold, like, adding him in to Blue Beetle at the end, and Flash will probably show up sometime in his fucking movie.
Yeah, I believe the first live action Booster Gold was in Smallville, and we got the perfect iteration of him because he's got logos and brands embroidered in his costume like a NASCAR. It's going to be a great story, whatever it is. And I think honestly, you picked a very good person for the, to
director,
create that.
And I wish I could like think of like some younger directors that would be able to do that, but I think like a Spy Kids direction for that specific character would work good. Plus then, like he has, like, Robert Rodriguez has the acting or the action chops too for any action scenes that they are going to put in because it's a comic book movie. So
I mean, was an exciting couple days for DC, but also a sad couple days because, like I said, in this past year we saw the cancellation of Naomi, Legends, Flash get told it's done. Continue on,
Yeah.
obviously. We saw the end of Titans, Doom Patrol,
So
Pennyworth.
it's interesting too, because with the CW shows, like only like Arrow was told it was going, but they kind of blew it when they did like their backdoor pilot episode in one of the last episodes. And then Supergirl ended great. Like they ended that with a good close. Batwoman, sorry, not Batgirl, Batwoman, it would have been a good ending if they wouldn't have left it on this random ass cliffhanger. I guess.
Yeah, if they had just cut that, it would have been fine.
Yeah, like 5 seconds, cut it, and you would have been good.
Legends, if I know you haven't watched yet, but
Yeah, I
actually
haven't
the
watched.
penultimate episode, if they had redone that, that would have been the perfect end.
Yeah.
Again, I'm glad they didn't, because I got to see Donald Faison and be angry that I will never see more of him as Booster Gold. But
Yeah.
like they need to give these shows a heads up, especially when they are well liked.
Think about
give us the viewers a chance to leave them in a good place.
what do you think if they did like something like 10, 15 years down the road, just one thing, like an hour and a half thing of like a reunion with all of the Arrowverse characters?
It will be hectic. I don't know if you could do that. There's a ton.
I mean, well, the ones that are still alive, because there are a lot of them died.
There's still a ton. What we got? I mean, technically, Oliver is still alive. He's just the Spectre now.
Yeah. I actually had a question, and it has to do with one of the last seasons of Flash, not the one that's coming out, but the one that just happened last year or whatever. And I think you're up to that part. Have you seen when his daughter came back?
No. Well, unless it's the one set in the future.
No, not Flash's daughter. Oliver's daughter.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Bullshit, you haven't seen that one.
I literally just saw the first full episode of Death Star.
Yeah, she was there before that. She was there before that.
Was she?
Yeah. The bow and arrow girl.
I know she was part of the Armageddon event.
Maybe that's where it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Well, in that she says something about going and asking shit, I'm forgetting characters' names now. The girl, her mom, not her mom. It's not her mom. Is that her mom?
Felicity?
Yeah, is Felicity her mom?
Yeah.
No. Is she?
Yeah.
Well, she was talking about going and asking Felicity and stuff like that. I'm like, but she's not on your plane of existence anymore. Like, she's not there anymore, according to the end of Crisis.
I mean, she could still be reachable.
Unless like the Monitor, before he disappeared and stuff, he made 2 of them, one to stay on Earth and one to go into the Spectre's world.
I mean, she'd be a pretty shit parent to never want to go back and see her kid. So
yeah, well, then that would mean that he should be able to go back and see the kids too, but he doesn't.
There's no guarantee that he doesn't. I mean, again, he's the Spectre. He can do whatever
then he should be able to find out where the fuck his kid is in the future.
If he's still the Spectre by that point.
Shut up. Well, we'll find out when he shows up in Flash, because that's been all over the internet. That
yeah, they couldn't keep that quiet.
Back. Yeah.
But
so,
yeah.
What do you think about the lineup, though? Like, besides all the cancellations and all the crap going into it,
like they're giving us some solid, cornerstones with Batman and Superman. Obviously, the 2 people that we can't get away from, but also, they're pretty important to the overall universe. But also, like stuff like Creature Commandos, weird shit like this that I never thought we'd get on screen. Yes. little disappointed in like lanterns and stuff like that. I don't know why a terrestrial based show for space cops was a good idea, but we'll see what they deliver. As long as I just want lantern goodness, like we got a little bit of that in Stargirl, and I want more. Just give me more.
Do you think that because they're going with the older Bruce Wayne and stuff like that with the Damian story and shit, do you think that we'll potentially get the what are they called? The Bat Gang, the Batman gang, the
Bat Family?
No, not the Bat Family, but the literal like gang that he gets to be like his followers and stuff. Do you know what I'm talking
you're
about?
talking about like in the alternate future one that
Well, they did it in the anime, but they also did it in the comics too. I'm trying to remember
the
what they
Dark
were
Knight
called.
Returns.
Sure. I don't remember what they're called. List of supporting characters. No. It doesn't show me. But they wear blue.
Returns.
They have the stupid little blue thing on their face too. Did you know they call a bat? No.
Oh, wait. Sons of the Batman.
Sons of the Batman, yes. That would be an awesome story.
They're the former mutant gang from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Sons of the Batman. That would be an interesting storyline to tackle.
Robin, who looks like Velma, quick little side note, Velma, fucking awful. Okay, side note over.
So Batman in military terms, or Batwoman. I don't understand what this is. I don't even know where I'm at.
I would love to have, like, that you said that they would be expanding the Bat family. If we actually got a Bat family, like, again, Nightwing, Red Robin, Batgirl, like.
Yeah. Do they recast the same girl who played Batgirl for the movie they canceled?
Well, they said they will be keeping her on. So maybe. I would, again, I'd love to get another shot at that movie. Which fuck you, Peter, for being a bootlicker with that.
Yes. I what he said was very
asshole
and very disrespectful to everyone who made that film. He's just like, we watched the movie, but we couldn't release this.
It was god awful.
It would have destroyed the DCU. I'm like, wait, what? No, you guys like someone out there that I know posted on Twitter. He's like, the fuck do you mean y'all put out Batman and Robin and fucking
they could have just said
Justice League.
It wasn't to the quality we wanted. No, let's fucking bury the writer, the director, and all of the actors.
yeah and right now too with response. Like also, but with Brendan Fraser on like the top right now with the whale coming out and shit, like, bro, you guys fucked up. You could have rode that pony on into the streaming service and fucking,
it wouldn't be able to compete with the level of theatrical expectations. It wasn't supposed to go to the theaters. It was a made-for-TV movie.
They made it for streaming service. So I'm just like, I don't understand what you guys want. What is it that you're looking for? Like you haven't put out bad movies from other things.
Well, the countdown begins. We have from the time of recording, and I think you said this is coming out the same day.
Yes, sir.
889 days until the new DC universe.
Woohoo!
Can't wait to be halfway through my 30s to start this.
It'll be 2025. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, maybe this is good for younger people. Hopefully they enjoy everything that comes out too. It's not about us that are in our 30s, Tivis. Like, who gives a shit about us? We're two straight white dudes in our 30s.
I care about me. Us. I want to be alive long enough to enjoy this. Don't get into comics if you want an ending.
No, never. It's the same thing with the MCU. It's like, this is never going to end. It's going to die down.
I know eventually it'll get rebooted, and once it gets rebooted, That's fine.
Mm.
I can cut it off there. I'll be happy. I got my ending.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see when and where and how long these things go along, because once especially with the MCU, once oh, I was gonna say Favreau.
Feige.
Feige, yes, thank you. One of the F's.
Favreau, Star Wars.
Once Feige either like retires or passes away or something like that, it's
He's a robot. What are you talking about?
right. He's a giant like ball bot. Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes, because everything's changing up, and yeah, we'll see. I think
Yeah.
DC is doing it right, because I think that they're going to be tackling some of what Marvel is doing now, but they're also going back to roots too with some of this stuff. And that's what people want.
I know people are worried, once again, this whole superhero fatigue, but just make him interesting and different. Don't make them all the same. And how can you get bored with it,
Right. Yeah, well, that's all I got, dude. What about you? Anything else?
No, that's all I got. Check out our other show, The Munsters. We've just started Munsters today.
Okay.
The show, not literally today.
Yeah, The Munsters Today is a 1988 TV show that won 3 Emmys, people. So go and find it if you can't, or join our Patreon over there for the Munsters Patreon. So
and join the movement to get Universal to actually give us a real release. Not that this one Myke made is not good. I'm very happy with it. Thank you, Myke.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, with that said, guys, Tivis, how did you enjoy today's show, sir?
I half liked it, half canceled
it. Awesome. All right, guys. With that said, my quote today comes from the movie Batman. And
which one?
The Batman, Robot Bat and Bat. And I wonder if this is a line that James Gunn is saying every day right now as he's preparing to bring us the new DCU. We'll see. Also, dude, what about the Tomorrowverse?
I think that'll be fine.
That'll be fine. All right. Here we go. This is what I feel James Gunn is saying every day right now as he writes a new page for Superman and whatever the hell else they're doing. So from Batman, here we go. I wish I could say I'm making a difference, but I don't know. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I could see him saying that a lot.
All right, guys. Later. Peace.
See ya.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble, and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Thanks, and have a great day.